what is clear today is that the name Patrice Lumumba continues to resonate across the continent and across generations, almost 55 years after his assassination. It is this resonance that should give us room for pause. It is, I think, a resonance that was born out of anger by the way he was taken from this continent. But it's about so much more, relating to what the man stood for and symbolized as a leader.
S'il y a eu des panafricanistes sur le continent africain, ils sont probablement peu nombreux. Peut-être se comptent-ils sur les doigts des deux mains, ou peut-être d'une seule main, et Lumumba est certainement l'un d'eux. Son panafricanisme n'est pas d'abord un panafricanisme idéologique. C'est un panafricanisme de conviction, parce que pour lui, le panafricanisme s'impose en raison de la situation de l'Afrique des années 50. Une Afrique dominée, dépossédée par les puissances qui étaient peut-être rivales entre elles, mais qui avaient en commun l'objectif de dominer, d'exploiter les ressources et les personnes africaines.
We should build Africanness. How to build it without the knowledge of your history. Donc, c'est le passage par cette maîtrise de soi qui va nous faire.
The Tana Forum here in Bahir Dar is now recognized as the truly African Security Conference modeled on the Munich Security Conference. The Tana Forum was inspired by the Munich Security Conference with the goal of convening key stakeholders to discuss issues of peace and security in an informal and relaxed environment.
It is my pleasure and privilege to warmly welcome you all to this beautiful city of Bahir Dar and to this unique gathering which brings together African heads of state and governments, high-level government officials, prominent personalities, and critical stakeholders on a most timely topic of common interest, which is Africa and the global security agenda. 5 years ago, when the idea of Tana Forum was conceived, the purpose was to provide a unique, neutral, and informal setting for serious discussions among African leaders, opinion makers, change agents, academics, practitioners, and partners on African security challenges. We are now on our 5th annual event. The growing attendance and diversity of participants demonstrates the growing recognition of the Tana Forum. Thanks to your unwavering support and immense contributions, Tana Forum has become an invaluable platform for the exchange of views, best experiences, and innovative approach to the fast-changing security challenge facing our continent and the global community.
Tana Forum also affords a rare opportunity for listening to African heads of state and government speaking in a personal capacity and voice. The presence of former heads of state and government, now released from the responsibilities of high public office, enables us to benefit from their practical wisdom and experience. The interaction between current political leaders and individuals with whom they do not normally enjoy direct contact may reveal aspects of the character, values, and convictions of Africa's leaders that go beyond or even against the grain of their public self-image.
The security threats that Africa faces affect the rest of the world, just as those faced by the rest of the world affect Africa. It means, in my view, that we are in this together. We therefore need to explore the far-reaching benefits and opportunities of our mutual interdependence to create the kind of partnerships that are crucial to overcoming common security challenges. While we are grateful to our technical and financial partners, my take is that Africa has sufficiently come of age to choose its partners wisely if it must secure the common goal of peace and security for itself and the rest of the world. As a continent, we need to take a serious look at our security priorities and infrastructure and ask a number of overdue questions. What can Africans do themselves to deal with these issues? Where does Africa need to partner with international actors? And what should be the continent's role in formulating security policies globally?
At the global level, Africa must have a strong and consistent voice at the pinnacle of the international security architecture in the Security Council. Ideally, this means African permanent seats, but until that can be accomplished, Africa must ensure that its position on international security concerns, and not just on African issues, are carefully coordinated and well presented. Second, at the regional level, we should recognize and applaud the work of the African Union and the sub-regional organizations which have acquired considerable and commendable experience in mountain peacekeeping operations. This effort must continue, but African states will have to give the African Union the means to do so. You cannot give them mandates without commensurate resources. And in future, I hope we will do this and rely less and less on outside funding.
One is that Africa does have a role to play in the global security agenda, but Africa is sitting on the edge of the chair. Africa needs to be in the middle of the chair where discussions on global security are taking place. So for that to happen, we Africans need to get our act together. There is no question about it. And at the same time, our partners around the global table must make space for us, Africans, so that together we can confront some of the most intractable security issues we face together.
First, at the global level, we will not meet the biggest challenges confronting us today, whether it's the peaceful resolution of conflict, whether it's migration, refugees, violent extremism, climate change, ending hunger and poverty, eradicating disease. We will not meet any of these challenges without major contributions and without the leadership of African governments. We need Africa to meet these challenges. Second, as Secretary General Annan has just said, the African Union deserves the fullest possible, the strongest possible support for efforts to implement the vision of, and I quote, an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful Africa. And you are absolutely right. If you expect from Europe nothing less than full support for the rapid implementation, for rapid progress in implementing this grand vision.
We have reduced conflict activity, and yet we have more brutal consequences for the civilians. The second paradox of the African security situation is that we have less military engagement, but higher economic and social impact. The third African security paradox is that we have more limitations on legal mobility and increasing impact of negative forms of mobility. And then my last paradox is that we have fast-growing economies, and we even like to say, and I do it many times, that we have 6 of the 10 fastest growing economies in the world and 10 of the 20 fastest, but we also have the most unequal. So in fact, the number is exactly the same. We have 6 of the 10 most unequal countries in the world as well. If we take these 4 paradoxes together, it really gives us a very good agenda for the future.
When we fought the liberation wars and so on, we all had a common destiny, people and leaders. But there's a big fracture, and at the risk of sounding like a broken record, there's a big fracture and fragmentation in that relationship. Therefore, and I'm sorry, with all due respect, and it's the nature of followership, African peoples are far more dynamic than their leaders. So the most creative ideas come from the people. When leaders and people are not working together, they miss it. In 1,000 years, we cannot achieve the monopoly of the means of violence, even if we tried. Look at the borders and the seas. How many soldiers are going to man territories of borders of thousands of kilometers? The people are the best security.